YouTube and welcome. In this video we're going to talk about how to keep rodents and rats away from your engine bay. So let me start showing you an example of this Mustang with a 5.0 in it. What sort of damage they can do to you. So as you can note, I already took the cover off and I never put it back on because they used that as a shelter underneath of it. So very first damage they did, these wires you will never see the damage because I already recoated them with silicone. So these are injector wires and this one is intact. The second one there I already just covered. So I mean, on a really nice car that you paid a lot of money, you don't want to see things like this. Same way on the other side. Yeah, so anyway, it's too late to film the real damage, but that's what has been done here. As well as you can note acorns there, shit, and you also smell, you'll see some more shit in here. You also smell really strong, bad smell. You'll notice that if you open the hood while the engine is running. All right, on this Challenger RT we have a Hemi 5.7 in it. Pretty engine. Unfortunately, the cover has to be taken off. We'll come later to talk about what to do, not to do to avoid the maximum. Luckily, with this example, they never touch any of the wires yet. As you can see, there are a lot of scenarios. I mean, there are a lot of exposed wires, a lot of danger, but these ones decide on this example to build a nest right in the back. Now I'm going to zoom and you can see they did eat some of that liner. That works as a temperature shield and noise shield on the firewall. Makes the temperature of the cab, I mean the inside, isolated and reduce the noise coming from here. So in this example I removed a lot of leaves from between the firewall and the engine, the back of the engine. So this is also an example. Here's another example of what they can do. They can pile a bunch of acorns, shell, food, anything there, covered with shit and piss, and it smells so bad. On this V6, I also have a video on this. When I removed the upper plenum, underneath the plenum, they built a nest too. Unfortunately, it after a while, it builds a pattern, and they will all do that in every vehicle you park in certain spots. So my two tricks are mothball and peppermint. Let's start by talking about the peppermint. Anything, it doesn't have to be this one, anything says blend of peppermint. I don't know about the lavender, as long as it has peppermint in it, just order it. You can find it online, on Amazon, everywhere. I'll try to put a link if I find something. First, just make sure you clean your engine to get rid of the rodent smell and piss and stuff, and then spray this, because that smell that they leave behind with their shit and their piss, it kind of marks their territory and kind of draw more of them in the future. So make sure you get rid of them. So just go around, spray like that. Now bear in mind and remember that some type of peppermint will make the oxidation worse, and some type of them are really more expensive than others, so get the cheapest stuff. This stuff is made for headaches and home use, so this is by chance by chance happened that I found it here. I used it, but I usually get something a lot cheaper. And just remember, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to spray a lot of this around. Don't forget the back side of it, and that should do it. The mothballs, you can buy them from any convenience store, any I hardware store. You can find them everywhere. You can all online order them. So you're gonna just get at least like 4 of these. That's what I usually buy. Just a box. Each box have 2. So you can get a couple bucks. And shove, don't let them fall. Shove one here in the back. Get it as deep as you can without losing it. Get one here in this area, and one there, one there. Close the hood. Now when you use this, remember and bear in mind the fumes that can come out of the mothballs are not healthy. They are poisonous. So if you have somebody else using the vehicle, be careful, because what's going to happen is they're going to turn on the air condition, they're going to drive, and the heat is going to melt them mothball and it's going to become toxic. So be careful. That thing works really good, but it's not healthy, and you got to remember it. I would use that for a really long-term storage, so that'd be great. Now let's talk about the third thing. The third thing is that I haven't used yet, and it's electric tape for anti-rat or anti-rodent. I'm gonna put it here in the picture. And I'm gonna put maybe a link if I find a good link for it. I'm not gonna have any benefits from putting the links or sale or anything. I'm just helping you guys. What you do is, like, after you fix it, it's good to put a little bit of silicone and then wrap it with that kind of tape. That electric tape will make sure to keep them away from biting the wires again. So there are other ways, like the back in the days the bank used these machines that produce ultrasonic sound that we don't hear, but the rats probably hear, and it bothers them, it keeps them away. Now I'm gonna talk about the what to do and not to do just to avoid the problem. We all have nice cars and we want to keep them all in good health and in condition. So one of the patterns that you can see is if you bring your vehicle and park it in the same spot every day on a cold weather like this, what's gonna happen? That pattern is gonna teach them rodents that that engine bay is gonna stay warm all night. You come back off work at 5 o'clock, you park your vehicle at 6, 7, and that warmth that's gonna stay in there, they're gonna love. And even if they are not staying there while you take it to work, they're gonna go up there at night. So I have noticed that happening from the experience. The next thing I would do is put some deer hunting cameras or something like that and watch more of their pattern of the way they observe the way they do things and make a study on it. So number one thing I would say, just don't park your vehicle every same night in the same spot. Move it around. So one more thing that could be really important to avoid the rodents in your engine: every day you come back off work, you just open the hood and let it like that all night. As long as it's not raining, just let it like that, and it will keep the heat off the engine and keep the rodents away from it. If you are on the other side, when you don't drive your vehicle every day and you keep it in storage, also they're gonna develop the same pattern even if you don't run the engine. In the winter time, for a reason, the engine bay underneath the hood always stay warm due to the heating underneath the sun in the morning. Even it's sheltered for them. It's part of their nature, so they're gonna want to stay there underneath the hood on the engine bay. So there's something I didn't mention is, years and years ago I had an E36 drift project and it's slammed to the ground, and then they actually built a nest right on top of the transmission, and there was a liner, and then they shoved their stuffing in between the car body and the liner, and that's also something that you need to really address underneath the vehicle and check too. It's more likely they're gonna build a nest underneath the hood, but also you need to check underneath too. So one good thing to do is, open the hood on a sunny day like this. Take the when it doesn't rain and the weather is nice, take the top off if you're not in the garage. If you're in the garage, just open the door. Let the sunlight goes in. That will break the routine. One last thing I would mention again is remove the cover. Don't leave that cover there. Even if your vehicle looks good, engine bay looks better in it, just put it inside, decorate your garage. That thing doesn't work really good because it's covering the engine, keeping it warm. When you start the vehicle, it gets warmer faster and everything in the winter time, but it looks good, but it's still, there is a big possibility they're going to build a nest anywhere in here. And this is not just the example with this Ford Mustang. This is most of the vehicles, any vehicles, 4-cylinder, V8. I got the same problem with a lot of vehicles, whether they're mine or they're my friends or people I know. They will show on anything like wires, paper, plastic. So that thing works. And some devices are made for the engine bay nowadays, with a flashing light and stuff. So you can also check for that. I think that will work too, with a little bit of cost. I hope this video gave you a good idea about how to fight the rodents. And remember, use every possible way, like I did. I used poison, I used what I mentioned in this video, and all of them seem to work. Yeah, please subscribe and hit the like button. Thank you for watching.